السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
So here we are on again Reddit for Muslim marriage, and today's subject is for ex marriage and marriage. So it says hello. Um, I'm just curious if this is a taboo in our community. I know in the West it happens and it's still considered strange due to the role in age, but I'm wondering, due to the society pressure and parental opinion, if there is a relationship is doomed. I like someone that happens to be younger than me, so we're talking about a female. She's a divorced woman and she likes a younger man that's much younger than her. She's wondering if I should just end it. So she's talking to somebody right now. Should I end it now and cut it early? My losses before I catch feelings. So she's talking to a guy and she's starting to catch feelings, and she said that she wants to end it before it becomes too big, because she's scared that something is going to be a lot of people going to talk about it, because she is just turned 30 years old and the guy, he is 7 years younger than her, and she's an ex-wife. It's not, she's been married from before. Any Muslim woman, yeah, she's a divorcee. It's not like she's already a divorcee and he's not married at all, and he's 7 years younger than her. Muslim women here that date married, if they date younger men, was it successful for you? And how did your parents or their parents react for the man to be young, or their parents to react because you're much older and a divorcee? And that's it. She wants to understand. I guess she likes this guy and she wants to marry him, but she's scared about other people's opinions or his parents' opinion, because she is much older than him and she's a divorcee. But this does not say if she has kids.
Let's see. From an Islamic perspective, Islam is not against. From a cultural base, it's according to her background.
That's what she was saying. She's saying it's not.
Culturally, I don't like all the time to look up for, specifically we are living nowadays. If we are speaking, this incidents happen in America. We are in the middle of a salad bowl, so there's a mix of everything, of every type of backgrounds and race and cultures, and it makes no sense to tie up ourselves in the middle of in the middle of an environment that is already a mixed bowl,
Yeah, we have a saying in America, it's a melting pot.
So I don't like it, by the way, for multiple reasons. But because it's, for me, melting is different than mix. Melting does mean you are giving away everything, and everything start to have something new.
Okay.
Which is not the fact. But yeah, I understand that it's a melting pot, yes, for sure. But the point is, I guess tying ourselves to back home cultures make no sense. This is taking it out of context. Unless if this is make you feel better. If you're what is built inside you is going to keep on bothering you because you are opposing something that you are raised on, doesn't mean you are not ready to go to the step further. I'm going to call step further because you are outside already your environments. But the person is the person that he was raised on, and the personality is the awareness, the conscious, the voice inside your mind is based on how you were raised, and if they are stronger than where you are living or or not. So if she's ready to be able to be adventurous, and she could just open up her mind and her heart for something new, it's not against Islam, first and foremost. It's not against her religion, first and foremost. Let her to go take the step. This is number one. But for my, this is a generic advice. Now, in my opinion, are we practically taking this issue too much in the culture base? Yes, because we are sexist people. As we think, all the people coming from the Arab Peninsula, and I'm going to say this in general, they have the saying that you have to get married to a really young woman. As kind of like saying, if she's older than you, does mean she's not going to be sexually active, excuse my words, I'm going to be so blunt, like you. And this is not right. This is not true. This is against all the science. Because the woman is able to hold, and if by science, and even that was said even among the scholars, the religious scholars, that the woman, she might have 10 times the pleasure than the man. So it make no sense to tie up her ability to get pregnant to her pleasure.
Yeah.
Make no sense. Because the ability of getting pregnant has nothing to do if she's able to be performing good in the bed or not. Has nothing. It's not connected.
No, I feel, you're going, like, from my opinion, why I think that people, they don't like their sons to marry older women. It's not that. It's more like, they thinking of women as objects. That's it. Like, they think, she needs to be a young girl. She needs to be a virgin. She needs to be this. And the fact is, they take divorced women as she's used. There's no more use for her, and that's taking already as not just a divorced woman, as women in general. And it's not everybody like this, because in Islam is telling you, hey, you need, like, they advise in Islam, marry the divorcee, and or the orphan or whatever. People, in the cultural, they're taking women as the object, when Islam is a modern version, is telling us, hey, women, we are not objects. They have feelings. They take it as, like, I'm talking about the cultural wise. And Islam is telling you, no, women, you marry a divorced woman. She is as equal as the young virgin.
Yeah, I'm gonna emphasize, as you're saying something like that, in the Quranic linguistic, there's two usage of two different words. One of them is called al-hadra, which is the virgin, the virgin that was not touched, and al-muhsanat, which is also virgin in English, but that she was married officially, and she might get divorced, or her husband, she ended up to be widow, but she's still preserving her private area from committing adulteries and sins.
Right.
So in Islam, both of them, they are valued, and both of them, they are high value. So al-muhsanat al-mu'minat, it's a stronger words, because it does mean that whoever was touched and untouched.
And that's what they're saying. They're trying to.
So in Islam, for us, from a Quranic linguistic, it's almost kind of like the same in the eye of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Right.
It has no
For
differences.
example, like, for me, why I have that understanding, because when I was 15, 16, did the kitab, nothing happened. But the mother-in-law, she told me, everybody knows you're married, even though nothing happened. We just did the kitab, and she's like, now everybody knows you did the kitab. Now nobody's gonna ever get married to you. You ruined your life.
But sadly, that was sad, because a lot of people in her generation.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's the generation. That's what I'm trying to say. Now I'm seeing that they're more open-minded. I'm seeing now more people are more open-minded, and how it used to be back in the Prophet time. I feel like after the Prophet time, we went backwards, because in Islam, it's modern. Women were allowed to work. Women, we have the rights to work. We have the rights for money. We have the rights to get divorced and get remarried. And the cultural, especially like the Arab culture, the Daisy culture, they kept they went backwards. And I get upset when I see people saying, "Oh, we're modern," because they change the way they dress. It's like, "Oh, we're not wearing abayas. We're modern." No, you're still going backwards because you're not accepting that a woman, she gets divorced because and why she gets divorced. They say, "Oh, you cannot handle it." So why would you want to get remarried to someone younger? I think nowadays, because especially too for me, what I saw when I was younger, I got men way older than me. They were attracted to me when I was young. Now that I'm older, they're still attracted to younger. But now that the men who are younger, they're not having anybody in their age group because the other older men are attracted to the younger. And so now I feel like the younger men are going to the older woman. That's how I'm seeing it. And then, and it's not a bad thing. Maybe they think that, and maybe it's just it's a whole different generation. Especially like 10 years can make a huge difference.
10 years, 7 years, 5 years, 1 year, as long as the people they are practically able to communicate and to compromise each other, this is what is marriage. The marriage is supposed to be built on. The age differences, it's just numbers. The differences is supposed to be built inside, the soul, the ability of the body, and everything surrounding the physical and the spiritual. If the physical and the spiritual not in synchronization, this is not gonna be a good marriage, no matter what.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's if they see that they can, if a younger guy sees that he finds himself more, spiritually connected to her, and she finds it with him, why not? Why do we have to?
Yeah, because again, it's an open, it's allowed, it's fine, it's halal, it's not forbidden. We suppose not to tie ourselves by ideas, facts. Life is facts. When you are encountered to be discovering it, it just really you are meeting facts. You're not meeting theoretical. And Islam is a factual theory. It's it's connected to the facts. Though you see a lot of things are open window, like. A lot of people, they consider divorce is oh ya Allah, it's just kind of something, totally divorce of the halal, and those are words are practically not legitimately right. This is against Islam, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not allow something that is not fine for him, because it's kind of like make no sense.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala,
He put up rules to free us, to free our soul, to free us from going and heading towards hellfire. Because marriage is supposed to be helping you to be committed, to be doing your duties, doing your responsibilities, and for sure at the same time receiving the care and you giving the care. If the marriage is not able to be done on that type of concept, it's not a marriage. It's destroyed the house, and you're gonna be encountered to be producing traumatized, spiritual new generation that Islam is not gonna be benefiting from.
And as I said, this is the parents too. And alhamdulillah, we are now in our generation. They are seeing that it's I'm seeing a lot of people now are remarrying, or marrying younger men, and alhamdulillah is but for example, I was raised on you need to marry a man that's 10 years older than you. And even with my family, I even hear my uncle, he also wants to marry, because it's from the same family tree from my mom's side. It's like, no, I need to marry someone 10, 20 years younger than me. I'm like, me and my husband are 4 years apart, and I feel like it's great for us. Sometimes maybe it's depending on the again maturity level, and that's why marriage is not like, it's not a business. It's not like something. If your mind can go with their mind, it doesn't matter the age. But I don't want like a man to go, oh, I need to marry a younger woman because a woman ages faster. Look at me and him. We're just only 4 years apart.
It's aging faster and all this theoretical.
It's all
And again, again for the million thousand time, we're not saying the other one is haram, and we're not saying that is whatever is halal is halal. So
Yeah.
there's
I mean, it's
there's
still
a
halal to marry
there's a
someone way
multiple
younger than you. So.
there's a multiple choices, as long you know it's right, and as long it's just people they already in the legal age. We're not for sure advertising for the illegal age.
Yeah.
On the other hand, so nobody take it wrong, but you have to be careful, and you need to make sure that the people heading towards the marriage, no matter the age differences, they are understanding what I mean marriage.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why there's communication. Because you go find that, let's say let's say 20-year-olds. I'm going to say 20-year-olds. You can find two 20-year-old girls, and they'll be complete opposite. Maybe this 20-year-old has the wisdom of a 40-year-old woman.
But that happened, which is fine.
And then there's 20-year-olds who's just like, hey, I want to live my life. I want to live
because this is connected it's connected to how you are raised. You might be raised, in a very well established household, which is people. The parents are practically in a good harmony. They already know why they get married. They already know their plan. So the person that is gonna be the production of this type of household is a wise girl or a boy, no doubt.
Yeah.
But if you could be, like right now, 20 or 30 years old, but you are a production of a corrupted house, and this is what is gonna be. What type of wisdom you're gonna be minus 100? So the
mindset,
age, the age, it does not reflect for fact in our days, in our generation, in our century. The age does not reflect the level of wisdom at all, because we meet sometimes people 60 years old, 50 years old, and they are still like a 20 years old child, like a 15 years old child. You cannot. It's not their fault. It's part of it is their fault, but the other main part is their parents. It was established on people, they were not knowing what they're doing.
And that's why I don't like the fact when people are like, oh, he's younger than me, or she's way no. You guys are compatible.
Yeah, the option is open.
That is it. Is like, are you happy?
As long as it's not forbidden.
Are you guys are happy? Alhamdulillah. That's what you're supposed to ask. Are you happy? And the same thing with the other racial, thing. We're not talking about that, but let's say like, oh, I want to marry someone out of my race, but they're Muslim. Again, with the whole cultural thing. Oh no, it's better to marry from your, where you are, like the ancestry is from. Like we're both, Lebanon. Okay, we have to marry Lebanese. It's almost the same concept. Like, oh, they have this norm of, oh, women must be younger, must be from the same culture, same religion.
And we suppose not all the time to connect to this how to say
cultural.
No. Because sometimes we connect this to how pious they are, or to how religious they are. As long this is halal, and as long they're not doing anything wrong, and as long they are seeking for preventing themselves from committing sins, and trying to build a good relationship, and trying to have a good upcoming generation, it's halal. So don't connect this.
You have to connect with the soul. It's like, that's what I'm saying. People are not connecting with the soul. People are connecting with the age, with the race, with the color of the skin, and that's not what we need to connect on. Is Islam. Like, okay, this person's a Muslim. Well, even when we got married, what did we say? We're not doing anything, because I lived in America and he lived in Lebanon, and we both agreed we're gonna do everything based on Islam, not based on American culture or Lebanese culture.
And for a fact, and this is something.
And I remember
this is something so important. A lot of the people, they do not understand in Islam. It's a highly sacred relationship between the man and the woman, to the point it's plenty of ahadith. Even a lot of the scholars, they spoke about something so important, that the relationship, even verses in the Quran, between the man and the wife, the husband and the wife, is highly sacred. That they are the first people. They have direct favor over each other. To that extent, not at that level. Their parents from both sides, their favor come below this. They are the people that have the highest favor over each other, and then it's come her parents or his parents. So the highest favor is between those two, and then the other one is below. A lot of the people, because of the culture, they take it the other way around. And this is why divorce a lot of the time nowadays happens.
Right.
You know? They favor their parents over their favor. Yeah, I mean, you guys are the one sharing bads, sharing things. Nobody got to share it. How this is gonna be flipping? Go back to the verses.
Yeah, and it's not
Allah
saying
subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said,
disrespecting
this
your
is
parents.
no, it has nothing. This is your favors are the highest, and their favors comes after. How you favor something be on top of this favor? Why you are? Because the relationship of the parents are on the side, and you are in direct relationship. And a lot of the time, this is why divorce happens. Again, for the 1,000,000 times. Majority of the time, we take things out of context and we put them in the wrong direction, because this is how culture was built in our mind. And we need to be careful, for all honest. On the other hand, for sure, it's fine if you are ready to be adventurous, and you are able to move forward without being attached to the old ideas and cultures. This is what it is. This is the best advice you could take it, because also you're gonna have kids if you ended up to be planning for having kids, and you're gonna be bringing a new generation in a new mindset. If you have this good mindset, new mindset, just follow it. But you need to know how to protect it. Protecting it, which is me not allowing your parents, his parents, to be poisoning this relationship. Poisoning it in the words, because they're gonna be trying to imply their mindset over your mindset.
So back to her question of people do not care about what people think, because when you care about what people think, you will get into a depression. You will, get into, maybe he is the right person. Maybe Allah, this is the right person for you to marry, this second person, even if he's way younger than you. So if you let people's opinion affect what you do, it's with anything. But what she is talking about, how do I...
Yes, but this is why you need first to be ready to not care about other people's opinion. If you're not ready yet not to care about other people's opinion, you're gonna get into big chaos. I will not advise it. Make sure you're ready to face this, to block it away from your mainstream, and focus on your stream. Then yes, it's there's nothing wrong. It's halal, 100%. This is what it is. Anything else?
No.
Jazakumullah khair. We hope this will be helping you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.